Getting ready for the start of the Pocono Mountains 150. It's race number 11 in this 2014 Camping World Truck Series season. Let's take a look at some of the things you need to keep an eye on. Number one is strategy. It's not just the track that's tricky, and restarts can be perilous here on this big super speedway. And hi everybody, I'm Steve Burns. Thrilled to be alongside Phil Parsons and Michael Waltrip. We'll start with you, Phil. There's so much about this racetrack that presents a challenge for the team and the drivers.
It really does. This race has been 50 laps in the previous years, but they added 10 laps to it. And all the crew chiefs said that really changes our strategy. We may run this race like a road course. We're going to start from 60 laps and back up. We know we can run around 30, 31 laps on fuel. So some of these guys may forsake coming down pit road if the caution comes out in 15 or 20. And then may say, we're going to stay on the racetrack. We want to pit under green around halfway, around 30, 31 laps, and then we're good to go to the end. And then we hope the caution comes out for the rest of the guys to have to come to pit road, but they will be behind us for this restart.
And the restarts are where I like to talk about, Phil. They're going to be amazing. As the race winds down here at Pocono, action always heats up. We always have cautions in the last 10 laps. This set up the final green-white checkered three-wide racing back in the pack. And Ryan Blaney started on the outside of the front row. He was second. But look, Paludo takes Quiroga three wide, and Blaney grabs the lead. That was the move that won the race. But look how they spread out. Look at all the action we're going to see on these late restarts. I can't wait for them, guys. It's going to be fun.
And the numbers, the trends, whatever you want to call it, they all indicate to a great finish to the race. We've had 4 previous races here at Pocono. As we said, we've never had a repeat winner.
And it's going to be the same way today, and you won't know. I love Phil's strategy, but all that strategy goes out the window when they line up for that last restart.
And Phil, to your point, we hope something's going to happen. We hope our strategy works, but it may not.
It may not. We may see guys shutting the engines off on the pace lap, saving gas.
All right, let's go trackside to fire the engines.
And now, for the most famous words in motorsports, please welcome your grand marshals, the Pocono Raceway Kids Club members.
Just moments away from the start of the Pocono Mountains 150. Stay with us here on Fox Sports 1. And the trucks are underway here at the Pocono Raceway. 60 laps, 150 miles for these Camping World Truck Series competitors. And we take a look at the track description, and I'll refer to Phil and Michael because you guys have raced here a lot. It's a super speedway with not a lot of banking.
Yeah, it's a super speedway. That's a road course. Fast speed, too. These truck guys will not shift like the Cup guys will, but you go probably upwards of 185 miles an hour down the front straightaway into a bank corner, but it's a sharp turn, and you got to get that thing going the other direction toward the Long Pond straightaway.
Yeah, and you just have a lot of fun in the tunnel turn. These drivers barely lift in these trucks. We're going to go 60 laps, 150 miles. We talked about that. That's 10 laps further than before. Strategy is right on making it on one stop. It'll be interesting to see what these smart crew chiefs decide to do in order to try to gain track position.
All right, let's take a look at our starting lineup. Some star power up front. How about the 2 Sprint Cup Series rookies, Kyle Larson and Austin Dillon?
They battle every Sunday. Why not do it on Saturday?
I hear you.
And a great run for Tyler Reddick and Ben Kennedy. Both those young drivers trying to take on the Cup Series regulars up front.
Timothy Peters trying to bounce back from a couple tough weeks.
Justin Lofton, limited schedule, but always faster. And Ryan Blaney, our point leader, back in row 4.
First time he's ever led the points.
Row 5, you got Matt Crafton alongside Clint Boyer. Oh, Boyer, hey, what are you thinking? How you feel? You got this figured out?
3 laps in it so far, but that's a lot of fun. I used to love running these trucks. Feels good to be back in them. They race good. They draft good, which is fun here. No shifting. Just worry about hitting your marks and passing these 9 cars in front of me. Or trucks! They're trucks!
Yes, they are. They're trucks. Try to tell people at home what it's like to hit that turn 2, the tunnel turn. You truckers treat it like it's just a kink. No brakes, barely off the gas. How intimidating is that?
It is intimidating, but a lot different in this truck. You can bury it off in there. They got a lot of drag. You don't use a lot of brakes. Whereas in that Cup car, you bury it off in there too far, you're in trouble. You got to downshift and do a lot of shifting, so use a lot of brakes. Just fun. Let this thing hang out. They like to be sideways. Like I said, the drafting's going to be premium. We're going to have a lot of fun.
Well, I expect to see feathers flying off that chicken machine. You have a fun time out there, buddy, and we'll be watching.
Thank you, man.
He's excited, as excited as we are.
Oh, this is a good event. This is a fun event.
All right, guys, let's take us through the onboards.
We're going to ride along with Bubba Wallace. He was our winner last week on the dirt at Eldora, and he will start his Toyota Care Toyota from the 15th spot.
Let's hop on board with our defending series champion, Matt Crafton, the 38-year-old out of California, has 2 wins in 2014 already. He rose the Menards Rip-It Toyota off from the 9th spot.
Last year's winner at Pocono, and our point leader Ryan Blaney will start his Cooper Standard Ford from the 8th spot.
Boy, you're talking about having to pass those 9 other trucks. This guy didn't have to pass anyone. Our pole sitter in the cartwheel by Target Chevy. Toyota has won every race this year, and they brought Kyle Larson here, Chevy did, to change all that. That's his only goal, win this race, and he's going to start from the pole.
For some final thoughts on pit road, we go to Hermie Sadler and Ray Dunlap. We start with Hermie.
Well, Steve, Thursday did not go well for Timothy Peters in Team 17. In pre-practice inspection, NASCAR officials confiscated the carburetor base plate off of that Toyota. Now, he never went on the racetrack with it. They were allowed to replace that part and go through practice on yesterday, qualifying today. All has been good. NASCAR says any potential penalties will be announced on Tuesday. Now, this team really needs a turnaround weekend. He was once the points leader in this series. Now he's back to 8th. A series of bad finishes has dropped his team back. They want to get back on top, and that could start with a great run here today at Pocono. Ray?
Hermie, just moments ago, Michael mentioned that Matt Crafton has 2 wins for the first time in his season, and all year long he's been right there in the points race. Now he's just 4 points back, but this is a great racetrack for the 88 team to come to. Matt Crafton is the only driver that's been in all 4 races here and got a top 10 in each of those events. His average finish, 5.7. This year his average finish is 8.6 throughout the year. They know that coming to this track, it gives them a shot at getting right back in that point lead. Matt Crafton loves Pocono, and today he said he hopes they have just the right balance to be competitive and have a shot at the win.
Hermie, Ray, thanks very much. It is almost time to throw the green flag on the Pocono Mountains 150. Stay with us. Pace truck off. Norm Benning, Herman Quiroga, Jennifer Jo Cobb, Kyle Martell, Todd Peak among those having to go to the rear for unapproved adjustments. Green flag here at Pocono.
Michael, pretty interesting. Kyle Larson chose the outside for this initial start.
Yeah, we saw in the piece before the race that the outside won the race a year ago. Kyle obviously knew that, decided that's where he needed to be, and he grabs the lead down into turn 1.
They started to fan out going into turn 1, but they quickly got back in line.
It narrows up a little bit down there when you get to turn 1. See, Timothy Peters, the 17 on the inside, was looking for a spot to get up high, wasn't able to do it. In front of the 20 truck of Justin Lofton, slots in behind him.
Clint Boyer down on the inside of Ryan Blaney, racing inside the top 10 on the first lap. Dives hard into 3. Can he hold position down low? It looks like Blaney's going to make a strong run on the outside.
A lot of grip on this racetrack. This amazing repaving job they did here a couple years ago.
This is just a fun racetrack. Drivers, all of them talk about how much fun it is to race around Pocono. Look at the side draft. You see Blaney moving over by the yellow truck of Boyer, just trying to slow Boyer's momentum.
Is that Joey Coulter thinking about going in between them there for a moment in that 21 truck? Oh, Blaney, a little bit loose through the bumps down there.
Matt Crafton in the 88 battling Timothy Peters in the 17. He'll take that position for the time being.
That's the 7th spot that just changed hands. See Boyer looking on from 8th behind. Talk about Peters needing a good run. That team's really stumped their toe lately, so having a steady, solid run today will keep him in that points battle. He's got some ground to make up.
On board with Bubba Wallace, our most recent winner at Eldora.
He's chasing Jason White. Look at this draft, Bill. We talked about the hold the truck punch in the air. Look at the way Bubba pulls up on White as they race down toward turn 1.
He's going to get up beside Jay White as they get down in turn number 1.
Now that's hard sledding, too, to get down on the bottom at those speeds and keep that truck pinned. Your aero is all out of whack when you get down low like that. Bubba did a nice job of holding position against Jason White, and when they get to the tunnel, Bubba should have an advantage.
Got a little bit of help right now. His teammate Eric Jones, the 51 truck, slots in behind him. That's going to push him by Jay White in the 9 truck.
See, Jay didn't want any part of that outside as he approached that tunnel. Doesn't race all the time. Get his legs under him a bit. Don't go running through the tunnel too wide. I think that was a good decision.
Just saw our leader, Kyle Larson. Austin Dillon runs second. Meanwhile, Joey Coulter in the 21 truck. He pulls alongside of Timothy Peters.
Good side-by-side battle here as they get to the start-finish line. That is a battle for the 10th spot.
Again, Peters runs to the inside to try to put a draft on the 21 truck to slow his momentum, but it doesn't work. Coulter around for that spot.
Remember, Joey Coulter is a former winner here in the Truck Series at Pocono.
2 years ago, driving for Richard Childress Racing. Joe Nemechek in the number 8 truck. Herman Quiroga's made up a lot of spots from the start of this race.
Yeah, they went to the garage during the qualifying session for some adjustments. They had to go to the very back of the pack here. He's made a nice move forward.
Yeah, racing along there beside Nemechek. That's Mingus. TJ Bell in the 50 truck and Brian Silas in the 99. You remember a year ago we showed the restart. This truck, Armand Quiroga, was leading on that final restart, and Brian Blaney stowed the lead away from him and won the race. But Quiroga's been close this year to victory, and he was close here a year ago. Look for him to continue this march through the field.
The Quiroga had a runner-up finish this year at Gateway to Bubba Wallace.
Quiroga up into the 18th position.
Boyer's looking to take away the 6th spot from Justin Lofton. Look to the inside there briefly. Isn't going to make it work. Lofton was all over Sauter up ahead. That's a 4-truck battle that's really bunched up. You know, you got to think that Boyer will just get better and better as this race goes on. Not only because of his Cup experience and understanding how the tires fall off and what to expect as he races forward, but also just getting used to the truck and the Truck Series, how the draft works, how the aerodynamics work, what the truck wants to do, what its tendencies are. As he learns those things, maybe makes a call to Mike Beam, for his crew chief, for an adjustment. Look for this truck to get steadily better.
As we ride along with Ryan Blaney right now, Ryan's in the 9th spot. It looked like his truck was a little bit loose off of turn number 3. And remember, guys, we talk about whether these guys are going to stretch it, try to make one pit stop. You don't get much time to take a whack at adjusting these trucks if they're not to the driver's liking.
Kyle Larson continues to lead. In fact, it's 3 Chevrolets at the front. Larson, Dillon, and Kennedy. Let's go to the Fox Sports 1 News Update now with Lindsey Berry. Welcome back to Pocono. Kyle Larson at work. He has led all 9 laps thus far here in the Pocono Mountains 150. Hermie Sadler has more on that 32 truck.
Well, Steve, it's been smooth sailing for the 32, and Kyle Larson since the drop of the green flag. He did report, however, his truck is a little bit tight on the exit of turn 3, which leads to the long straightaway here at Pocono. So look for some air pressure adjustments on the 32 when he comes to pit road. Now, the 3 of Austin Dillon, he has been in 2nd spot. He's reporting to his crew chief, Nick Harrison, that his truck is tight on all 3 corners on the exit for Austin Dillon. So these guys looking for a few adjustments, and both of these trucks, the 32 and the 3, started saving fuel when they announced to start their engines. The 32 cranked it up, turned it right back off. The 3 never cranked the engine until they started rolling down pit road.
And you know, guys, with this lead that Larson has and Dillon in pursuit, they can save some gas. This is a racetrack where you might mat the gas exiting the corner, get it going down the straightaway, and maybe roll off to about 80% on the throttle just to save a little fuel along the way. We know it's right on the border of making it in one stop, so they've got to be conservative early in the going. Maybe try to get out to 31, 32, maybe even 33 laps, Phil, in case there's that green-white checker later so that they can make it to the end.
That'll